back to another episode of A Week in the Life of a Part-Time eBay Reseller. My name is Tom and this channel is Tom's Toys 95. If you are new here, please consider subscribing, hit the like button and comment down below. In these weekly videos I like to update all of my eBay sales, and I'll tell you exactly where I got them from, how much I paid for it, how much I sold it for, and ultimately at the end of the video how much profit I made. Let's get into what I've sold over the weekend. There's quite a lot of sales to go through, so I'm going to go pick my orders now and then I'll discuss afterwards. Right, I'm just in my garage and I've picked all of my orders and it's time to go through and tell you exactly what I've sold. Now I'm going to go through these in no particular order. I have stacked them up, so I'm just going to go from top to bottom. So the first one is this Nintendo DS game, and this is Playmobil Nights. Now this just was a loose cartridge, came with a bundle. I'm well into profit on the bundle, and I only sold it for £2, but I probably only paid about 25–50p for this. However, it's been listed for ages and ages and ages, and the other day I removed it, relisted it, removed the background, tweaked a few of the titles and stuff, and it sold. So maybe it just got lost in the listings, but this one's finally sold. Up next we've got a ZX Spectrum game. Now this is Spectrum 48 and this is Ikari Warriors Encore. I picked up a big bunch of ZX Spectrum games. I think I got 35 games for £25 and this is one of them. I've been selling most of them separately, and then there was a few that I put in a bundle. So this one sold for £6.95, so I'm quite happy with that one. Up next I've sold these two Nintendo DS games, and that is Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare and Call of Duty 3 Modern Warfare 3, sorry, and that is Defiance. So these two games were cash converters pickups. Now I think one was $1.99 and the other one might have been $1.99 as well. I did pick up 007 Bloodstone at the same time, and I believe I spent £8 on the three games. One of them was £4, so I believe these two were £2 each. So these have sold for $27.50. Really happy with the markup on these. Now the Call of Duty games on the DS have really held their value and they are worth quite a lot of money. So if you do see any Call of Duty games on the DS, quite cheap, and they did get quite a lot. They got about 5 or 6 Call of Duty games. Then do pick them up because they are worth some money. These are all complete with the manuals. Up next, a couple of months ago I did a week in the life video and I picked up some Toy Story figures for just £1. Now 7 figures and the guy only wanted £1 for it. Now here's the bag of figures. I'll put some footage on screen, but these figures only cost me £1, as I said, and they sold for $29.99, so really good markup on that. These are like beanbag teddy plushes from the early 2000s. I believe they're from the Toy Story 2 movie, so they are quite rare and collectible. I also picked up from the car boot for just £2, probably about 2 years ago now, this Score Draw official retro England shirt. I believe it's the 1982 away shirt, I could be wrong, but there is a hole in this, or a little mark on the front of the shirt, which is why it hasn't sold for so long. But as the Euros are on and England are doing well, then obviously everyone wants to buy the shirts. In the shops these are about $34.99, so $15.99 someone's got a pretty good deal. Now I've had this for the longest time. This is a big trench jacket, and it's an Aston Villa trench jacket, but I don't think it's meant to be an Aston Villa trench jacket. It's an Asics coat with a Aston Villa badge very badly glued on. Now the story behind this was I bought a bunch of Aston Villa stuff from someone at a car boot, and the bloke said that it's all training gear and leftover stock, and the guy that he got it from, I think it actually might be his granddad who passed away, knew Doug Ellis or was friends with Doug Ellis, so he got given a load of like end of season stock every couple of years. So he had old shirts, training shirts, shorts, coats, everything. So I sold a lot of that off. He had sold a lot already, but so I did fill my bag and I ended up getting about 10 to 12 items, and I only paid about £15. It worked out about £1 an item, and this is one of the dregs that's left over. Now unfortunately, because the badge is really badly glued on, I can't verify whether it was ever used in a game or whether like someone on the subs bench used it. I'd imagine it would have been, you know, embroidered properly back in the day, but you never know. So yeah, so this sold for £21.50. It's been listed for ages, so I'm glad to see that go, and it does take up some space in my clothing box, so I've now got some free space to add more clothes in there. And the last thing to sell, which I need to wrap, is this Slam Attacks Takeover Collector's Binder. Now this has been listed only for about a week or so. However, someone messaged me late last night and I only saw it this morning and said, is the checklist drawn on? So it isn't, it's unchecked. So it's in good condition. And I replied to say I will check and get back to you. And before I could check, it sold to a different seller. So sod's law. So unfortunately that guy missed out. But it sold for £20. Now I only paid 50p for this from a car boot. I got 3 binders about 2 or 3 weeks ago for 50p each. So this was one of them. It's got a bunch of cards in. There's a few, there's one limited edition and a few champion cards. There's some shinies in there. And then there's a load of just base cards, so there's probably about 35 cards in here. I do have another binder from that bundle as well, which has over 125 cards in, so I'm aiming for about £40 to £50 on that one. But for this one, 50p into £20, absolutely buzzing with that. This WrestleMania wrestling set, I paid £10 for this and a big bag of figures. So there's 8 figures that come with this and the wrestling ring, and there was about 6 or 7 figures which I pulled out which had some value, so I've been listing those for £6 plus postage each. So some of those have sold as well on their own, so I'm probably already into profit. I've sold 2 or 3 figures now, so that would have claimed the £10 back that I paid on this. So this essentially is now all profit, and this has sold for £29.99, and that comes with the figures as well. So there's 8 figures and the wrestling ring. Now unfortunately the wrestling ring, the stickers have worn off, so there's like some damage, so that is a shame. But for £29.99 I'm really happy with that. So that's a £20 profit plus the figures I've already sold. So then that is all of the sales for now for the weekend. So I'm going to go to work now and get those wrapped and posted on my lunch break. I do work full time, as I mentioned in other videos, so all of this is a bit rushed and a bit chaotic, so I am about to head to work. So this will all come with me to work. I'll take it to my office, and then on my lunch I will get it wrapped and posted. I have a lunch hour, so that will give me enough time to wrap all of those and get to the post office and back. So yep, I will check in tomorrow or the day after whenever I make any more sales. And of course, if I go anywhere such as Game or CEX or the supermarkets and I pick up anything, I will also show you in the video as well. So I've just had a bit of a trim as my hair was getting a bit unruly, but otherwise it's Wednesday today, so there's no post office today, and I've used my lunch break to have my hair cut, so I won't be going to any shops. I usually pop to CEX once a week, Game, cash converters, cash generators, maybe TK Maxx. So I might do that maybe tomorrow or Friday. But my usual postage days are Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, and because I had a busy weekend last weekend, I had to do my parcels Tuesday instead. So as a result, only a couple of things have sold, and it wasn't really worth getting them all ready in a rush this morning and taking them to the post office. So I've got 2 days to dispatch, so I've got until Thursday to post them, so I will take those tomorrow. So on Wednesdays I go to football 8 till 9, and my partner goes to the gym straight from work, and she doesn't get home until about 7:15, so there's a little bit of a crossover before I leave. But what I'm planning on doing today, just like I did yesterday, is staying behind after work and getting some stuff done on eBay. So I have a load of car boot items which I have videoed, but the video is not live yet. It may be by the time this video is out. If it is, I'll put a link up here. But anyway, there's a car boot video that's coming, and as a result I've recorded all the footage for what I picked up, but I haven't photographed it yet. So I'm going to photograph all of that after work. If I can, I'll get it listed as well, but I want to at least photograph it so that it's on my phone. And yesterday, as you're aware, I went through and listed all of the stuff that I had photographed on my phone and just not got around to listing. So I got probably about 17-18 listings up in the end, so I'm really happy with that, and I'm going to try and get a few more done tonight. I also had some offers to send out, so I think I had 87 offers to send out to watchers, and I haven't had a single sale from that. I believe one, actually, I tell a lie, one countered with a lowball offer, and I put back somewhere in between, and they've accepted that, so I'm just waiting on payment for that. But otherwise I sent out 83 offers and didn't get a single sale other than that one. And usually that is the case. So I did hear something in a reselling Facebook group once, and watchers don't buy and buyers don't watch. So the reason behind that logic is the people that watch, usually, if they are really interested in the item, they would have bought it already. So chances are they like the item, but it's too high and they're waiting for you to send out an offer. And that's why sometimes you get ridiculous lowball offers in return. Other times it might be other resellers that are just watching the item to see how much it sells for, or it might just be collectors that have that item, they're curious about how much it's worth and they're watching it to see what it sells for. But yeah, it tends to be that people you send offers out to don't buy them anyway. So if you do get loads of offers to send out and you don't get anyone buy from the offers, then don't be too disheartened. But at the same time, stick to your guns as well. Like if you set the price, you set that price fairly, or you've done your research beforehand. Unless you're guessing the price and you're putting it high and you can lower it, then obviously there's a bit of wriggle room. But if you've put a game up and you've researched the price of the game and you've made sure yours is the cheapest, if you are going to send an offer out, I only do like 5% or 10% max, because what's the point? If it's lingering for ages, sometimes I'll take like a couple of quid off, or maybe a fiver off. And if it's listed expensive and it's like £45 and it's been listed a year or 6 months, then I might take a tenner off or something. But it's all relative to the item. If the item's only been listed a week and you've got some watches, then I would usually leave it and let it run. If it's been up a month, I might send 5% or 10% off. And then if it's been up a year, then sometimes I'm just like, I'm happy to just get whatever someone's willing to pay for it. So with the offers, don't be too disheartened, but also stick to your guns, stick to your price, be firm. And if you're looking for a certain price for that item and you think you can get that item, then sometimes it's better just to wait, because that item will sell eventually. So I've stayed behind after work today, and this is everything that I managed to photograph, as well as this stack of cards as well. So we've got this Everton jacket. Now I don't know if the video is going to be live by the time this video is uploaded. I'm hoping it is, but there are some spoilers here for that video, so I don't want to go into too much detail. But I've started photographing all the stuff I bought from the car boot last weekend. So I've got a bunch of Wolves shirts and jackets here. Now most of them are kid sizes, but I think there's one extra small adult somewhere in here. And there we've got this vintage like 1990s Mickey Mouse money box. So I'm going to list that for around about £15. So all of these now are photographed, so I just need to draft up the listings and then add the photos. So this Rust monkey I bought last week was 50p from the charity shop. I think he's worth about £10. So this Everton shirt jacket I paid like £3 for. That's worth about 15. This Volvo shirt, brand new in the bag, was a fiver. So I reckon I could probably get maybe like 15 to 20 for that. Then we've got this cool Everton tie, which was thrown in free because I bought these Everton stuff off this guy. So got the Everton tie, the Everton shirt. That unfortunately has paint on it. There's like where is it? There's like paint marks all over it, so that'll reduce the value, but I reckon I could probably list that for around about 15 quid in that condition. This shirt will go for about 30, 35. It's got a name on the back and it's also got the badges on the sleeve. And then the bulk of my time was spent going through these cards. So in the video that I'll be uploading or have uploaded already will be a big bunch of trading cards that I picked up from the car boot. And I pulled out what I think are the best ones, or the ones I either want to keep or the ones that are numbered. So for example, this one here is 293 of 300. So all of these I'm going to sell individually, and the rest I'm probably going to do bulk deals. So if you want to see the cards in more detail, go watch that video. So we got this Lassie Guntner here. He's a rookie from Augsburg, I think. But anyway, I won't go through all of them, but this one I think I'm going to keep for myself. But then you got like a signature card here, got a Modric, that's another numbered one. So all of these are like variants or numbered in some way, so I figured that these might have a bit of value. This one's pretty cool. Anthony Elanga, got bits of the shirt on there. Although I did read the small print and it basically made out that, it's not his shirt or game or event, so it could just be just a generic Man United shirt that no one's ever worn or touched. So it's a bit misleading, that card. Then we got, this one's cool, this Bruno Fernandes. This is of 225, so it's not too valuable, but it's a really cool card. We've got a few patches. There's a film cell here. We've got this Messi card, a rookie card for Barcelona. Although I can't really see what the value is in this. It's a variant because of the colour, but there's no number on it. So other than the fact he's a rookie, I don't know why this came in this really thick acrylic case. There's another patch here. And then the last two are, I think this one holds some good value. That one not so much, but I think this Gyarados is the best of the lot. I think I could probably get about 30 to 40 pound for this in this condition. Graded a 9. Really, really nice card. And then the last one is this Jolteon. So I'm not really big into Pokemon. I used to love it as a kid, but as I got older and started buying and selling, I do not touch Pokemon because I just don't know what's real and what's fake.
But yeah, those are all the cards that I photographed. So everything on this table has been photographed this evening, and I'm going to try and draft up the listings this week and get them listed by the time this video's out.
Good morning. So it is now Thursday and I've got quite a lot going on today. So it's about 8:15 at the moment. I've got someone coming out to quote up for some repairs in my house at 10 to 9. I've then got to go to work afterwards. I've also got my tyre booked in because it keeps deflating for 10:30. And then after work I need to vote, and I've also got shopping to do, and then I've got some steelbooks to go pick up, which I'll put in this video, but I will likely be making a separate video on that as well. That may or may not be live by the time this video is, but I've basically found a load of steelbooks on Facebook Marketplace, and I messaged the buyer and someone wants 14 of them, but there's 41 left. So there's 41 steelbooks. He wants £5 each, which is about 200 quid. I offered 150 and he said he's happy to accept. Now it's about 20 miles away, so he's free between 8 and 9 tonight, so I've got to get the voting done and the shopping done and some housework done, and then leave about 7:15. So hopefully I'll be able to go and grab those tonight, and then I'll show them in the video, but I'll also be making a more in-depth video on that pickup as well. So I've got 3 orders to go pick, so I'm going to grab those now. I'll go through them and tell you how much I paid for them and how much they sold for, and then I need to wait for this guy to come, and then I need to shoot to work. This is a Sanrio Hello Kitty but Bad Barbarians or Mad Barbarians plush. This was, I think, £1 from the car boot. I think the guy said something like £2, and then the woman was like, oh no, it's only £1. There's a little bit of mud on it, so I've wiped that off, and that sold for £8 plus postage. Up next we sold this Lego minifigure. Now I believe this is like the Queen of Hearts or something from Alice in Wonderland. Now this cost me 50p, or it might have been £1 each actually, so I got this one and the Evil Queen, and they were £1 each, so it's 2 quid for the two, and this one only sold for £3.45 plus postage. I took an offer on that one. I only actually listed the other one the other day, but that one was worth a little bit more, so that one's listed for £5. So between the two I'll get about £9. After fees I'll probably get about £5, so only a little bit of profit, but for £1 can't really complain. And this one was 50p from a charity shop, and this is 4 Past Midnight Trials and Tribulations CD. So what I like to do when I'm in the charity shops, just a little tip, especially with the CDs and media, anything without a barcode is usually not so much sought after, because this has been listed for a long time, so they are slow sellers, but they're usually smaller bands that are unsigned, and they're basically DIY CDs. So you could get lucky and find a big band that maybe self-produced their first album and they're now bigger, and you found a really rare CD, or they might not have never really made it big time, but at the end of the day there's still fans out there that will pay a lot of money or a bit of money for their first CDs. So this doesn't have a barcode, so it's probably like a punk rock band. As you can see, it's like self-recorded, so yeah, decent bit of profit on that one. That sold for £8.95 I believe plus postage, and I paid 50p for it. Right then, so the last thing that sold is this Battlefield 4 controller. Now this is for the PS3 and it is wired, or it has a wire that you plug in. Now the story behind this, I basically got scammed and I've lost out on this. So this was from a charity shop. It was £15 and it was behind the till, and it had a big sticker on it saying new and 15 quid. So I looked it up, and a brand new sealed one on eBay was about 35-40 quid. So I was like, no brainer. So I asked to have a look at it. Well, I actually agreed to buy it, kind of thing, and it's my fault. I probably should have inspected it. But what they'd done is they put sellotape on it, so it was kind of like sealed. So anyway, took it home, and it's from a charity shop that I don't really go to very often. It's in an area that's probably about a 30-minute drive from me. And I got home and the box was like ripped, and inside the controller clearly been used. It was good condition, so I thought, you know what, it's fine, 15 quid, like used, I can still sell it for 25 £25. Turned it on, plugged it in, and it didn't work. It lit up but no buttons worked. I don't know if there's water damage or something inside, but it absolutely does not work. So I've listed it for spares and repairs. I listed it for like £16.50 plus £3.50 postage to get 20 quid, which after fees I'll still lose a bit, but you know, basically get my money back. Sent an offer out the other day for £13. Some guy came back with a tenner, and it's been lingering for ages, so I offered £150 back, meet in the middle, and it's gone for £11.50, not £150, and it's gone for £11.50. So I have lost a bit of money after fees. I'll probably lose about £6 on that, but you know, part and parcel of the business. Sometimes that happens and you don't always win everything. I need to get on with my day, so I'm going to get these wrapped ready, so when I get to work I can just post them on my lunch, and I will check in later when I go and get the steelbooks. So I'm just staying behind after work to do a few more bits, but I'm actually doing work stuff today, so I'm just about to go home. I've just finished it all, and I'm not going to stay behind to do any eBay stuff tonight because I've got shopping to do and I'm going to go collect the Steelbook soon. But I did pop into TK Maxx on lunch break and I picked up a few bits. Now 2 or 3 of the items I did see the other day when I went in TK Maxx last week. I just decided against picking up at the time, but then there's 1 or 2 items which I was kind of like, I kind of wanted that for myself or to resell, so I did pop back today and they still had them, so I picked them up. And there's one new thing which I didn't see last time. So the first item, this is the one that I wanted for myself. So I am a heavy metal fan or a metalcore fan, so I listen to a lot of alternative music, and there's this really cool Kerrang shirt that has the Kerrang logo on it. It's a size large, it's my size, and it says heavy metal on the back. So I really like this shirt. It was £70 originally, and TK Maxx was selling it for $16.99. Now the only issue really is the colour. Like, I always wear black and it's navy blue. I don't know, I'm just not a big fan of the navy blue, so that may be a seller, but I might keep it. And then what kind of annoyed me is they do have a black version, except it doesn't have anything on the back. It's just a black shirt and it has Kerrang on there 3 times instead of once. So yeah, pretty cool. They did have some really thin, like summery, like Hawaiian shirts, and it was white with just Kerrang all over it. That was pretty cool, but didn't look as nice. And in terms of resellability, I don't think I'd make much profit on that particular one. And I think if I wore it for myself, it's a bit out there, so I left that one. But this is also a size large, so I may try these on, see how they fit, and I may keep them. If not, I'll be selling them on eBay. Also then, the 2 things I picked up next are football shorts. I do play football on Wednesdays, so again, I'm not sure if I'm going to like keep these or not, but I do plan on selling at least 2 of the 4 items. And the first one are these Belgium Football Club shorts. Now these are a men's size XL, so they might be too big for me anyway, but that has the Adidas logo on it and the Belgium badge, so it's good quality. These were in the clearance for £12. Now apparently the recommended retail price for these are £45. There's no way anyone's paying £45 for those shorts, but anyway, 12 quid. I figured I could get at least 20-25 on eBay for those, and at best I'll keep them for myself. And the last thing, whilst I support this team, they'll definitely be too big for me, so I will need to sell these. But these are a pair of Manchester United home shorts. Now, judging by the badge, it's in the crest there. One, it feels really premium, so these might actually be the player versions of the shorts rather than like the cheap fan versions. But also, this is the season that Ronaldo came back, so this would have been 21-22 season. So these are 2 years old now. These were again £45, and TK Maxx had them in their clearance for £11. So I reckon I could get again about 20, maybe 25 for these. These are a 2XL, so a bigger size, so I may be able to ask a little bit more for that. And the good thing is on my store at the moment I have a 3XL and a 4XL Man United shirt from the same season for sale that I also got in the clearance, so I may be able to sell those together, or someone might buy that shirt and buy these at the same time. Anyway, so that is all of the items from TK Maxx. So I believe I spent £56.98. So if I was to break this down, I could probably get at least £20 to £30 on the Kerrang t-shirts. So if I say 25 quid on the shirts, that's 50, and then maybe £20 on the shorts, so £90. Not a great deal of profit in that, but it's kind of like things I enjoy, obviously the music and the football, so I kind of wanted to pick those up and I want to sell them, so I'm happy with that. So yeah, I'm trying to fill my store up with good quality stock, so there's a lot of obviously second-hand stuff, but there's also some like new with tag stuff as well. But I also want it to have a bit of everything, and I want to sell stuff that I actually enjoy and enjoy selling. So yeah, anyway, that's it for me. Hello, it's now Friday and I've just got to work, and one more sale has sold, and I didn't need to grab it from my garage because I already had it on my desk. I was listing these the other day. So that binder, that wrestling binder that sold the other day with all the cards in, I picked up 3 from the car boot. One was an empty Star Wars one, and there were 2 wrestling ones which had cards in. One had more in than the other. So the one with more in was the 10th anniversary, I believe it was, of Slam Attacks. So it was the 10th edition. And these cards are from that bundle. So the other ones, the takeover cards, have all sold, and then the 10th edition, I believe, I photographed it and drafted it. Whether it's actually listed, I don't know. I need to check. But that binder basically is also for sale, and I picked out the best cards from that. Now there should be like 125 cards in that one, so I should get more than £20. But I also picked out some good like limited edition or collectible cards, so just to maximise the profits. So these went for £7.45. Someone sent me an offer for £7, and I counted back. They're up for £9.45 originally. So £11 all in postage, but they've gone for £9 all in, which I'm happy with that. As I say, 50p for the whole binder. I've already sold 2 of the cards from that binder for £9. There's quite a few left. One of them is like a ring canvas patch, so that's up for like £15. So there's a few more still to sell, and then I've obviously got the whole binder as well. So yeah, we're going to be well into profit into that. I reckon I could probably get about £100 once all of the cards and binders are sold. So yeah, really good pickup that was. I also popped into Morrison's yesterday just to do a bit of a food shop, and I actually saw these in another shop. I think it was Sainsbury's when I went to Argos last week, and I saw it, and then my girlfriend called me over for something to do with the shopping, and I completely forgot to go back and check. And Disney have released these mystery minifigures. And of course, I collect Toy Story aliens, or at least I used to. I've stopped now. I don't go out my way to buy them anymore. If I see them occasionally, I might pick them up, but I don't collect them anymore. I just still have them, but that's another day. But on the back of here is a Toy Story alien. So I felt the packet, and I believe it's the alien. So I'm going to do a little live unboxing. But I saw these in Sainsbury's last week, and I saw that they had an alien. I saw Series 1 actually, and I did look, and then there was no alien in Series 1. And then I saw Series 2 come out, had a quick ganders, and yeah, there's an alien on the back, so I'm very happy with that. So I have felt all the packets, and I believe I found the one with an alien in it. So if it's not, I'll be very disappointed because it's like £3 or £2.75. I don't really want any of the others. So yeah, let's give it a little open. Now, I did feel through here, now it's a bit hard because they've got this like hard like card around it, but it's quite short. The other characters, you could tell when I was feeling the bag, they were like tall and skinny, so it's quite short, and I can feel on the top of the head like a little like antenna, and I believe there's like ears either side. So who did I get? No, you can't really see, but there's that. We got it. We got it. Let's go, boys. And there he is in all his glory. And he's going to sit on my desk. Also, another quick one. I picked the Steelbooks up last night, so I got back quite late. Me and the guy had quite a good chat, and he had a really awesome game room. I explained that I, started making YouTube videos and stuff, and he let me film his room. Now, he is moving house, so I might put a little bit of footage on, but I have actually, or I'm going to make a video on that in its entirety. So I'll do like a room tour of his, if it's a gaming setup, and I'll also go through each steelbook that I picked up individually. However, I went to pick up 39. I think he said he found 2 more, so he agreed on 115 for 41 steelbooks. When I got there, there was 2 more that he had that he found, so that's 43. And then there were 6 Nintendo Switch steelbooks, which I said I was interested in, and he said those will be for sale. And then in the end, he just said you can have them now. So we agreed on £35 for the 6. So I think he wanted 40. And I offered 35 because I was paying 165. So I said, if you do 200 for the lot, I'll do that. So I transferred him 200 quid, and I got 49 steelbooks. So that works out just over £4 a steelbook. So I don't think I can lose. There's no discs in there. I think one game may have the disc, but most of them are all empty. So yeah, I need to go through what I need for my collection and what's ready to sell on eBay. So if you are interested in steelbooks, keep an eye on my store over the next couple of weeks, and I'll be uploading those onto eBay soon. Two more things for this week I've sold, and one of them is this Manchester United ticket, which I think I showed you earlier on in this video. I listed it the other day, and it literally sold within 24 hours. I believe it sold for £7.95 plus postage, which I don't think is too bad. It sold really quick, so either someone was looking for this ticket or I underpriced it, but either way, £8 from 50p. I'm happy with that. And the last thing that's sold, which rounds up and concludes the week, is this Wales 1976 home shirt. This is a men's size extra large, brand new with tags, and it's like a retro remake. Now these were in the clearance sometime last year for £10 each, and I think I bought about 20 or 25 of them in 2 different designs. I bought quite a lot of them, and they haven't really sold very well. I anticipated that they would get to the Euros, which is on at the moment, and unfortunately they didn't qualify, but I thought if they did qualify they would sell out and fly out and do really well. Unfortunately, because they didn't qualify, I think sales were really slow. This is only my second sale, but I did sell it for £18, so after fees there's about a £5 profit in there. And with that, that is the week over, and it's time to go over the results. So I'm just pulling up my spreadsheet now, and we can go over the figures. Another pretty good week. I'm really not mad about this week. So start of the year, we had a few slow sales as expected just after Christmas. People haven't really got any money. But as the year's gone on, we have started to pick things up a bit. And since going back to the car boots, I've sold quite a bit, not a lot, but quite a bit of the stuff that I've been picking up from the car boots. So things are selling, but also new stock is selling, which is good. So obviously the car boots have helped with that, picking up the extra stock. So if we go into this week, then we've got 15 sales in total, and that brought in a total gross sales of £258.64. Now obviously we've got our fees and deductions to take off of that. So the eBay fees were £40.71, and the postage cost me £35.24. Now the cost to buy this week was actually quite cheap, other than that Battlefield controller, which was £15, and that Wales shirt, which was a tenner. Everything else is literally like a couple of pounds, or 50p, 25p, so everything was dirt cheap. So that came to £43.73, which gives us an overall net profit after all the deductions of £138.96. So I'm happy with that. That's a good total. Anything over £100 I'm pleased with. If it's under £100, then you kind of question, like, was it worth my time to sit and wrap all of those things, film the videos and everything? But over £100, happy with that. That's an extra £100 in my bank. The car boots recently haven't been on, so the last weekend we had really bad rain, so there's no car boot. I think I made my own decision not to go to the car boot the week before because I was busy. So that's about 3 weeks in a row where I've not been to a car boot. So we are due a car boot this weekend, possibly. But the football's on and everything as well, so I don't know if I'll make it this weekend. But I think I'll plan on going on Saturday morning. So there might be a car boot this week. But the good thing is with every time a car boot is rained off or something like that, that gives me an extra week to build up the kitty and build up the money. Obviously, if you spend it every week too quickly, then you're going to run out of money. So cash flow management is important. So that's everything from me. Thank you very much for watching the video. Remember to like, comment and subscribe down below, and I'll see you on the next video.